Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
From 7th July 2015 to 26th July 2018, 654,514,760 naira was severally, sequentially withdrawn from the escrow security account of Katsina State Government, domiciled in one of the banks in Katsina. And the purpose of that 654,514,760, as narrated in the document, is that it was a modest assistance. At one time, it was an assistance. After taking a long breath, at another time, it was a support. To who? To the Commissioner of Police in Katsina State. By implication, all those who served as Commissioners of Police in Katsina State between 7th July 2015 and 26th July 2018, both those dead and alive, have been given a modest assistance, support to the tune of 654,514,760 naira by the government of Katsina State from the escrow security account. One wonders, in what way, in what form, in what manner, in what sense, was the welfare of 654 million to these few countable individuals on our fingertips, in what way would that help security of lives and properties, honor and dignity of the people of Katsina State? Confidently, I am confident, the IG that I know, and he knows me, will never accept this nonsense, will never be aware, and he keep quiet. He will go extra runs, extra mile, extra speed to instill discipline, the same IG that I know. Perhaps also the said CPs on whose behalf that money was removed in cash might be innocent and unaware that such huge sum of money was being removed in their own name. We must give them a benefit of the doubt, but we must demand unequivocally that Katsina State Government, all the people of Katsina, all the national population in Nigeria, and all the international community an explanation in no time. On between 11th and 20th October 2018, 49,759,865.65 kobo were approved for the settlement of hotels bills to 7 hotels across the state for the purpose of settling their bills for services of accommodation and feeding they rendered to government guests. What we expected from that approval is to see these monies, various sum of monies, being paid directly into the current accounts of these respective hotels, because they are registered legal entities under the Corporate Affairs Commission Act. More so, such payment is never allowed through any other means other than through their accounts. But funnily, that same money, 49,759,865 naira, was paid into the account of one of the very closest ally and special advisor to the governor. An inquiry must be done between the period and demand the bank statement of these respective banks and see if these monies were paid to them directly or if these monies were paid through a third party. And if the third party remitted exactly the amounts as approved. Between June 15th to December 2015, the sum of 3 billion, I repeat, 3 billion, I repeat, 3 billion was removed severally in different tranches on different dates from Access Bank account of the Katsina state government. No reason was given, no narrations given, but it was removed from the SURP account of the state government. 3 billion naira. People must demand for that money on the basis of value for money audit, not on the basis of any audit inquiry or audit exercise, but on the basis of value for money audit. Finally, when the governor came on board in 2015, he requested through a budgetary process, which he submitted to the assembly, that they kindly approve to him 1.8 billion naira for the purpose of rehabilitating, bringing up to date the biggest water source of Katsina, the Ajiwa Dam. The state legislature were magnanimous enough to approve exactly that amount, 1.8 billion naira. Soon thereafter, the governor with the executive council awarded the contract in the tune of 1.8 billion naira to a firm, a company with the following status. Number one, the company was owned and is still owned by some Chinese personnel who, on person their memoranda and article association, are merchants that are in Nigeria for trade, who had no single industry experience in the building, rehabilitation, and repair of dams or even boreholes, but were awarded that contract without competition from any company, without respect to the due process, without respecting the prudential and financial guideline. As they were awarded that contract, they moved aside. In between 3 months, they were paid 100% of that money, 1.8 billion naira. After full payment on the 4th month, the contract was terminated by the Executive Council. What one expected is to see a refund of the remaining unearned 70% of the 1.8 billion naira contract value. Till date, there is no evidence to that effect. Not yet done. In a subsequent budgetary provision, the governor demanded for further 4 billion naira for the same Ajiwa Dam project. Any wonder that Katsina people have no drinking water and are not likely to have a decent, clean drinking water in the foreseeable future, as long as this government continues to exist. The dam is still uncompleted. The job is still work in progress. People are watching. People are seeing. People have folded their arms because They are helpless. They can't do anything. They can't talk. Everybody has been silenced, if not by blackmail and terror, at least by the level of hunger, patronage, and dash out. They therefore go on the opposing side. Between 2017 to 2018, over 25,000 public servants with their list available, with their account numbers available, with their grade level available, and with their salary available, disengage from public service on account of reaching the mandatory retirement age, or retiring on health grounds, or retiring on any other acceptable reason. These 25,000 people who rendered public service from their youth to their old age, as at today, the 4th of July, Sunday, 2020, none of them have been given a single cover of their pension. Many have died. Their families are exposed to maximum hazards of life. Their families have no option, they have nowhere to go to, because elders have kept quiet. Loud voices have become silent. People now talk only in whispers. They dare say it loud because of the fear of the unknown, of the god dogs of politics who will go into media and abuse them. The total amount payable to these innocent retirees is to the tune of 12 billion naira. No person of conscience will ever think of exposing this huge family and posting them into permanent economic husbandry and go and sleep well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my first outing in English language. I have done 4 other outings in Hausa. I will continue these outings, believe me honestly, not aimed at any material gain. I have passed the age of dancing to receive gifts. I am doing it for Allah's sake and Allah's sake alone. I am doing it on behalf of the silent voices that cannot even talk in whispers. Silent voices that are traumatized. They are in fear. They have been relegated. They have been reduced into the level of animals. They have been posted into permanent economic husbandry avoidably in the midst of huge resources being misused, misapplied, and fraudulently taken away by a clique, a cartel, and a cabal holding the jugular veins of the people of Katsina State, consequently feeling asphyxiated. Some are gasping for oxygen. In a manner of speaking, many have died because they are witnessing an unparalleled history in the history of the governance of Katsina State. Let me end up with a story. Dr. Yusuf Bala Usman, the fiery ABU lecturer, a historian of high repute, may his soul rest in peace, wrote his PhD thesis with the title For the Transformation of Katsina State. In that thesis that has been transformed into a book now with the same title, he narrated a story that about 177 years ago, there lived an emir in Katsina called Emir Yusuf. an outstanding warrior, a courageous leader that Katsina's people see as an example. Indeed, during his reign, 5 out of all 10 children born in Katsina State were named after him, Yusuf, because everybody wants to have a courageous son. History has it, according to Bala Osman, that if during the night that emir hear the roaring of a lion over hyena, he will go out alone, enter the bush, bring that lion or hyena dead. In the morning, to the bewilderment and amusement and surprise of the subjects, they will come and see the dead lion. The next day they sleep well. But unfortunately, while he presided over, he developed an instinctive habit of stealing the chicken of his neighbors. Anywhere he see a chicken, he will steal it. The people could not stomach that stealing because chicken is a prized material and prized asset of the peasants. Therefore, one day, the subjects of Katsina, tired of losing their chicken to a warrior they cannot fight, decided to converge and mobilize. They went to the house of the emir. He came out thinking that they came to greet him. They escorted him out of the boundary wall of Katsina State. Katsina people, it is your lives that are being taken away conveniently. Your properties are being burnt down and destroyed. Your women are being raped serially and severally. Your children are being killed. You have been traumatized. You cannot go to the farm. You have been exposed maximally. In the midst of your elders, in the midst of non-governmental organizations, in the full presence of the larger society, the academia, they are all watching. Perhaps for no fault of theirs, but they have a duty. History becomes on everybody in Katsina State to act now, to act wisely, using their elected representatives to ensure that they demand for credible, responsible, and open management of lives, properties, and resources. I call upon the government of His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable former Speaker, House of Representatives, Executive Governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Amil Ben Masari, and the Executive Council entirely, and all its political appointees, to, in the name of Allah, resign now. Allow the next hierarchy to take over and organize elections. People are being courteous, but they are tired of the incompetency. They are tired of deceit. They are tired of being presided over by people who rarely and minimally value good conscience. In the next coming episode, which will mark the second out in English language, I will bring you more shocking revelations, more shocking than you have had today, but unbelievably on the records. Thank you very much, and God bless you.